So a bunch of you had asked for some examples of the circle band exercises. A lot of you have these at home or are interested in getting them. So I just wanted to show you the two different kinds. So there's this kind, which is more of like a latex plasticky material. I don't like these as much. These will do the job for sure. I just don't like them as much because they do kind of dig into your skin when you're using them. And sometimes they like roll down and they just get kind of a little uncomfortable. So you could most certainly use these for any of these exercises. However, I prefer the fabric ones. And I bought this set on Amazon and I can share the link with you. So it came with a light one, a medium one, and a heavy one. So I would definitely suggest starting with the light one until you know how it feels when you're done with all these exercises. And then you can kind of, as you get stronger, go to the medium and then over to the heavy one. So these are more of a canvasy, fabric-y material. And they feel better when they're on. They don't slip down, they don't kind of curl up or anything. So highly recommend getting these if you're planning on getting any. So with the exercises, I'm just going to jump right into a bunch of different exercises. We'll start standing, we'll go to seated, and then we'll bring it down to the ground for them. So I would start most of these with the band right above your knee. Okay. Now, even doing squats with the band right above your knees makes the squats a little bit more challenging, and it's kind of a nice tool to have to make sure that you're not allowing your knees to cave in when you do squats, because if you let the knees cave in, then the band is going to fall down. So if you are one of the people whose knees cave in when you do squats, put a band on when you're doing those squats, because you're going to have to push against that band to keep those knees out in order to keep the band in place. So you can just do regular squats with these. We can do standing glute kickbacks with these. So grab onto something to balance, kick back. Okay. You can also lower this down further if you'd like. Makes it a little bit more challenging. Okay, even with the light one. So I definitely prefer having them above my knees, but that's always an option. Do those glute kickbacks. You can do side to side steps. Stepping side to side. To make it more challenging, you come down into a squat position as you're doing this side to side step. Another exercise is a side leg lift. Okay, working the side glute, the outer thighs. Okay, so those are just a few standing exercises. Now, if you have a seat, just move the bench over here a little bit. So you can sit down on a chair or bench or whatever it is you have. You can bring your feet close together and you can do some abductors here, those outer thighs. Okay. And that's really the only, I'm trying to think. Yeah, that's really the only seated exercise I do with these bands. But trying to, yeah, we're just going to do that one for today. Most of the exercises that you're going to do will be on the floor. So a lot of different things you can do here. So coming into all fours. Now I highly recommend coming down onto your forearms and not staying up on your hands. That's just going to help your back stay in the position it needs to be in. And we can do our donkey kicks. Okay. And we can do our fire hydrants, so out to the side. Now all of these down here can be done without a band at all, too. So if the band is giving you, it is too challenging, then do it first without the band, build up your strength, and then start adding the band in, and then you can start working your way up to the heavier and heavier bands. We can do clamshells. So lying on your side, lifting the top knee, keeping the feet together. Here, you're able to see me here, but we can come get those legs all the way out to the sides and do leg lifts here. Okay, you can do laying kickbacks here, coming back on an angle. You can come onto your back, the band around your legs, and you can either keep your hips down and work those abductors, or you can do a bridge, add the abduction and come down, bridge, and bring those knees apart, back in and down, or you can hold those bridges up and add in the abductors. Okay, now even just doing regular bridges with the band makes them a little bit more challenging because you're again having to push out against the band a little bit like you would with your squats with the band on. So it forces you to use those other thigh muscles as well. So just doing a regular glute bridge here would work really well also. Now, you can also, if you do have a bench or a place where you can do hip thrusts, you can bring your upper back just below your shoulder blades up against the bench, and you can do hip thrusts here with the band around your legs. You can add in the abduction as you do these. Okay, so a lot of different things you can do, but essentially the bands are really useful for working all those muscles around your hips. So your glutes, your hamstrings, your outer thighs, and it's a great way to work those muscles if you have knee pains, because you're not, outside of doing the squats with the band around your knees, you're not really getting into that squat position. You're not really bending your knees a whole lot, and there's not a lot of knee flexion and extension. So you're able to strengthen the glutes, the hips, the hamstrings, the quads, without having that knee pain kick in there and stop you before you actually get tired. So those are the majority of the band exercises that I do. Now you can also use the bands for upper body exercises. So just, quick little demo here. You can put the band out in front of you, around your wrist and out, and kind of separate your arms and bring them in. So working your shoulders, you can lift up and out, up and out. So even on the light one, this is pretty challenging. So you probably wouldn't have to do too many of those before you start feeling it in your shoulders. Now with the lighter bands, the more rubbery ones, you can do things like bicep curls. These are a little easier to work with things like this. So bicep curl, holding one end down, or you can hold one end up and do a tricep extension, working the back of your arm. With this one, you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing here with kind of pushing against the band, making a Y shape with my hands, and coming back down. So just a few, added upper body exercises that you can do with those bands. But they are very useful. They are great to have if you're traveling. They're super easy to drop into your suitcase, and you can still get in some strength work without having to carry your dumbbells with you. So I hope this video was helpful with the exercises that you can do with the bands. There are tons and tons of other exercises you can do with bands too. These are just some of my more favorite ones, the ones that I include in my workout sessions for myself and for my clients. So any questions, reach out, let me know. If you're not exactly sure how to do something, I'm more than happy to help you get the right form, because form is the most important thing. So none of these exercises should ever hurt. You might feel a little muscle soreness the next day, but they should never hurt when you're doing them. You should never have severe pain the next day. So if any of that is happening, don't do them, and talk to your doctor about what might be happening, or see me and I can kind of help you get your form correct. Alrighty, I hope this helped. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.